What happens when we die? A bright light, a tunnel, a reunion with loved ones? That's what most near-death experiences report. But not this one. In 2011, a 42-year-old man named David R. from Oregon clinically died for 7 minutes. He didn't see angels. He didn't float above his body. He uncovered the hidden framework of existence, something beyond life and beyond death. And when he came back, he was never the same. It was supposed to be an ordinary drive. David had just finished a 12-hour shift. Rain slicked the roads, one moment headlights, the next darkness. Paramedics arrived within minutes, no pulse, no breathing, dead on arrival. They worked for 7 minutes before his heart flickered again. But David says, those 7 minutes felt like eternity. He didn't see light, he felt disassembled, like reality was being peeled away, layer by layer, not from around him, but from within him. He described it like falling inward through himself, as if his body had been a costume and something ancient beneath it was waking up. And then, silence. He emerged in a place of no form, no sound, no space, only awareness. He wasn't David anymore. He was an observer. He saw memories playing in reverse, his childhood, his parents, ancestors, animals, cells, atoms, until it all dissolved into patterns. He described it as being behind the code, like watching a game from the developer's screen. Then he met what he called the Weaver. It wasn't a person, it was consciousness braided into sacred geometry, a presence that didn't speak, but imbued knowing. It showed him a fabric of interconnecting threads, each one a life, yours, mine, even David's enemies. The Weaver was not God, it was a process. It was the loom of reality itself. David saw that time is not linear, it's layered. He could view 2025, 1025, 3025, all now, all choices, all timelines running concurrently. He saw versions of himself that had never been born, versions where he died as a child, versions where he became president, versions where Earth never existed at all, and in all of it, he was every version. Then came the question, what is real? And the Weaver responded, not in words but sensation. That which you give attention becomes. David understood. We are not beings living in a fixed universe, we are projections of awareness navigating a fluid structure of possibility. Reality wasn't a place, it was a mirror. Before he returned, the Weaver offered him a choice: stay and become part of the design, or return and carry the memory with him. David chose to return. But not before being shown one last vision: humanity, fracturing. Not from war, not from disease, but from forgetting what it is, from mistaking the mirror for the self. David gasped as his lungs filled with air. He was alive. But wrong. He said the physical world felt too loud, too slow, too dense. He cried for days, not from pain, but because the truth was too big to fit inside his skull. He started painting, dozens of canvases, spirals, threads, mirrors, eyes inside of eyes. He tried to explain. No one believed him, except one man. A retired physicist named Dr. Ellis, who'd studied quantum information theory, read David's account. He was shaken, because it matched models he'd been building in private for years, models of consciousness as a field interacting with a probability-based multiverse. David wasn't a physicist, but his visions aligned with emerging science, and that terrified Ellis more than it comforted him, because if David was right, then death isn't the end. It's a login screen. In 2017, David vanished. No signs of struggle, no suicide, no trace. All he left behind was a journal, ending with a single sentence. If you understand this message, you can find me. Some say he lost his mind, others say he re-entered the fabric voluntarily, a traveler between realms, a weaver in training. What if death is not an ending, but a reminder that you were never your name, never your job, never this body? What if this is just one layer of the thread, and somewhere in the spaces between moments, the Weaver waits for you? Maybe David didn't die. Maybe he just remembered. If you're drawn to stories like this, of near-death mysteries, the limits of consciousness, and the truth behind the veil, subscribe for more Dark Thread Chronicles, and remember, what you believe is what you become.